What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of self-implosion. That's right, our boy Phil just completely imploded on himself, and it just wasn't a good day for Phil. It just was not. Not only did React Day was just a complete disaster, but he ended up losing one of his biggest supporters, one of his biggest whales, Iron Chef Sakai, which just led into a cope session all day, and the night stream was even worse. And even now, the daily rap still a disaster. And your boy Doody's here, loving every minute of it. And yeah, I mean, I just posted a video where I reviewed Iron Chef Sakai's hour-long rant about DSP on Kick. Definitely check it out; it's pretty good. And yeah, so let's see what Phil had to say on the daily rap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Wednesday, the 18th of December, 2024. If you're wondering why my hair looks like this for the first time in ages, it's because today, all day, I wore my festive Santa hat, and as I did that, it screwed up my hair entirely. By the end of the day, I took the hat off, and my hat was sticking literally straight up, and I was like, oh, I guess I should wet my hair a little bit because it's like a freaking mohawk. So that's why I look like this. I know I haven't looked like this with this hairdo in quite some time. I used to wet my hair all the time. You know, now every morning I wash my hair right before the stream, and it ends up being like puffy with conditioner and stuff. So let's talk about today, folks, because today, gotta be honest, didn't go very well. But I think I know why, and I think that we need to talk about it. All right, cool. Today was reacting day. It was the day when I brought back the idea of a long form react to my content. Okay. And if anything, I think we can all agree that since the last couple of long-form reacts that I did, things have changed. And the long-form react that I chose to do today, I don't think was nearly as interesting as it could have been because I hadn't seen the subject matter before. I'm going to explain in a second. So today, we started off with a level 1 podcast that was a lot more chill. Essentially what we did is we went through the schedule and kind of set it for the week, being that now there's no more questioning, gee, is Phil going to have an interview with Mr. Metakor? No, it's not going to happen because Jim didn't respond. So I set the schedule up with set gameplay and the like so that everyone could know exactly what was happening this week. After that, basically we just kind of chilled for the rest of the stream. We had various topics and things that we covered. And then today, all day long, was my long-form react to the Mr. Metakor documentary from Joon the King. And not to say that there's anything wrong with the documentary. I thought that it was good. Just a lot of people felt as I was watching it that it wasn't nearly as comprehensive as it could have been or should have been. I can't speak to that because I don't know about Mr. Metakor. I only know about him from very little information that's been given to me over the years. Hearsay basically, or from watching this documentary. Okay. What I can say is this: it took me about 3 hours to react to it, which is kind of what I expected. The documentary was about an hour and a half long. So it took both of my streams to do it because I couldn't fit it all in on the first stream. Here's the thing. Did I learn a lot about the person? Yes. Did I learn about their content and things that they went through over the years? Yes. Okay. However, this person apparently has had lots of things to say about me and or, used me as a subject matter of his content many times. In fact, in the documentary, at one point, it shows him on a podcast, and I'm his actual avatar. It's me in my Ghostbusters outfit from like 2015, 2016, posing with two gay dudes dancing at a gay bar. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know because it's not explained. He uses the name Brightside Bill as his account when he's joining online shows on Discord. What does that mean? I don't know because it's not addressed in the documentary. Essentially, the documentary covers early days of Jim when he was kind of an internet troll in fringe communities, how he became prominent as an internet troll during the time of Gamergate, some of his bigger controversies like Mundane Matt, Bathtub Rob, stuff like that, and then current day, a few feuds, and sadly his health, and that's the documentary. It never actually says my name at all, even though I'm in it. Like, I'm literally in it, and it doesn't address me. So, I think when I picked this as the subject matter of my long-form react, and a lot of people chimed in, I'm not kidding, there were people across the internet who were like, this is a great idea. You absolutely should do this for your long-form react. This is going to be gold. But I think a lot of people have now watched it and realized Phil's not in it. So without me being in it, it's hard for me to add much relation to it. As I'm watching it, I'm trying to say, hey, well, I know this is how YouTube works. So in this case, where there was a false claim or a flag, here's how it works from my knowledge of YouTube. Or, oh, I've been through this or I've been through that, and I can kind of relate to something that's being discussed right now. But for the most part, without having me be a part of it or in it, there's not much to add, right? I did my best. I feel like it's still a good react, but it's certainly not. There's no real drama. There was literally one moment where I got upset. It was near the very end. It was when some guy named Mersh was calling out Jim and saying that he's lying about all his health conditions, and then Jim had to show all of this stuff. He had to show his wheelchair. He had to show all the printout of all the conditions and things and the medicines. And I'm like, it really got me upset because that should never have happened. No one should have to reveal their private medical information to anyone on the internet under any circumstance. Okay.
Okay, so Phil's biggest complaint here is that it wasn't about REEEEEE. The documentary wasn't about REEEEEE. Yeah, Phil, wasn't about you. It wasn't. I don't know why you believe that this was going to focus on you. Like, this wasn't DSP versus Metakor. This was the Metakor documentary, bro. And again, this is due to Phil's narcissism. It's due to him being an only child. It's the way he was raised, and it's pretty pathetic. Where he has to believe he has to be the center of attention over everything. You are not that important, Phil. You are not. Let's be truthful here. Phil, you have about 10 or 15,000 people who know who you are. Most of them despise you and dislike you, and most of them detract against you, right? And then you have about 150 people that kind of like you, that support you, whatever, right? And that's it. The rest of the internet, the rest of the world can care less about you or don't even know about you. And if they know something about you, it's typically something very mundane like the May 1st burst or that you're an e-beggar. That's the extent of it. Most people see you and they want to be as far away as you as possible, and they want nothing to do with you. And good on them for being that way. We have people like myself who are engrossed in the vortex, and that's just my choosing. So that's why Phil felt like this react was boring and people didn't support it and there was no money and people were bored. That's what he's trying to say here. Phil, if you would have bothered to do a little bit of research, you could have watched the documentary, you could have looked up some videos, you could have looked up some stories, and you could have been able to, kind of give some insight maybe that other people don't know about Metakor. It doesn't have to be about how he offended you or he upset you. God, you just don't get it, Phil. This isn't about you. This isn't about you. Not everything in life has to be about you. And that's why you have so much fucking friction with people on the internet, especially with your chats and your viewers. As we're going to see going forward here when we talk about Iron Chef Sakai just blowing out Phil and telling him to fuck off, it's all because Iron Chef Sakai decided not to make his stream about Phil. And he basically told Phil off, and Phil didn't like that. Phil wanted him to get in line, to behave, and Iron Chef Sakai didn't do it. So again, it's your fault, Phil. It's your fault for not doing enough research, doing the legwork, trying to even look at remotely to see what the fuck this interview was about. I mean, this documentary was about. And you go in there fucking cold and start talking about shit that you really don't have any clue. And then when you notice that the the documentary doesn't even mention you, you're stuck like Chuck. Because the one bullet you had was to basically rip in the Metakor about him trashing you. And when there was no segment in there him trashing you, because again, you're irrelevant and he really doesn't fucking care about you, then you didn't know what to do. You fucking panicked. That's essentially what happened. And the damn react was super boring. And if it wasn't for one big dent coming out and dropping huge cash on you, you would have been fucked. One dent dropped $100 tip on you, or super chat. And that was it. Everything else dried up. I think you got like 4 people supporting you, and that was it. And then the night stream, it just carried on. You got $8 at the end of the damn thing, and then you had to do a Q and beg session and hold your viewers hostage for 45 minutes until they gave you more tips. And I think he rounded out like $30 or something like that. And now, of course, he's questioning everything. Oh, I don't know. Should I do react? Blah, blah, blah. It's so ridiculous. And as this clip proceeds, he's going to start talking about drama content. And he contradicts it fucking self in the span of 2 minutes. You know, he says he thought this would have been great drama content. And then he goes up to say, well, I don't do drama content anymore. It's quite fucking pathetic. Let's watch it.
So that actually got me pretty upset. But outside of that, there just wasn't much there. I feel like if the documentary did go into him railing on me, if I was one of the topics of discussion, making fun of me or the like, then maybe that would have been a lot more pertinent. People would have liked to see my reaction to the things that he said or did. In fact, to give you some perspective, after it ended, some of the viewers were like, Well, that sucked. Would you just react to some of the stuff that he's done? Can you, if people can find it, if he watches some of your content, his commentary on it, making fun of you, would you watch it? I mean, maybe, but I don't know if anyone cares. I think this was the opportunity for me to make content about Mr. Metakor, and there was not much to do with it, And I don't know what else to say. Like, I felt like this was, after like 2 months removed from drama content, this was the opportunity for me to make some more drama content, and it didn't happen because there was nothing there of substance to make drama about. You see what I'm saying? So, honestly, it started off all right. Like, I had between 200, 300 viewers on my YouTube channel. I had like 50 to 70 viewers on the Kick page. So like a typical day. The first stream did good support-wise, but it's because there were like 2 people who did really big contributions, so we hit the goal. The second stream, when I started it up to finish it, literally, I don't think I beat 130 viewers. I'm serious. It was one of my lowest attended streams I've ever done. The chat was not very engaging. Obviously, the Kick chat was interested. The YouTube chat was nearly dead. People just were not interested in this anymore. Okay? So, I don't know what else to say. I did the best I could. It was 3 parts. And then what I did is I stuck around for an extra hour to kind of hang out with the audience, and we talked all about a few interesting topics, including the fact that I'm not doing drama content anymore, why, how some people see this as a squandered opportunity, but I felt like it was more like sticking to my guns of the kind of content I want to make and not abandoning my fans of 16 years who were getting upset because I was doing so much drama content.
Okay, right there's the contradiction. Literally 2 minutes ago, he said he thought this was a great opportunity. The reason why he did the Metakor stream was because he thought it was a good opportunity to do drama content, get more exposure, get more views, get more money. That's why he's doing it. And then literally 2 minutes later, he's talking about how he made the decision not to do drama content anymore because he didn't want to sell out. He didn't want to sell out, and he didn't want to upset his long-term dents. This is literally what this guy is saying. Again, I don't think he pays attention to anything he fucking says. Like, literally in the span of 2 minutes, he contradicted everything he just fucking said. Again, you're complaining because you didn't make the money that you expected. You didn't get the viewership that you expected. You got no new memberships to your React channel because that channel is just fucking dead. And all you could do is just cope and seethe and try to come up with excuses to why you fucking failed. Versus, how about you're just not that interesting, Phil? You're just not. And it's okay. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be that way, Phil. You don't have to be the most interesting person in the world. Like, if you want to be in this sector where you want to put yourself out there and you want to create content, right? And you want to make it your living, this is what you need to deal with. You have to suck it up. You have to deal with it. You have to suck it up because it's not going to go away. If you don't want people criticizing you, talking about you, mentioning you, get off the internet. Get the fuck off the internet. Seriously, just go do something. Go work at an office. Go work at a fucking sandwich shop. Go do something where people can't criticize you. But of course, Phil will not do that because he knows that the money he makes streaming, he's not going to make that anywhere else. And if he did find a job that paid him comparable to what he's making now, it would be way too much fucking work. Because this guy, if it's too much work, there's no way Phil is fucking doing it. And that's the problem here. He's lazy. He half-asses everything. And when it doesn't pay dividends, he sulks. Like, he sulks and literally tries to blame everyone and everything for why it didn't succeed. It didn't succeed, Phil, because of you. I'm sorry. All the other factors that you're trying to come up with, the documentary, Metakor, I was misled about the document. No, bro, that's all your fault. All of that could have been resolved if you would have taken the time to actually look at the document. It's been out for 2 or 3 weeks. You could have reviewed the documentary and decided whether or not you wanted to do it. And you just decided, no, that's too much work. I'd rather waste my time and money on WWE Champions than actually do some legwork before pumping out content. So again, Phil, all your fault. You can't blame anyone but your fucking self, bro. And until you come to that realization, you're going to continue failing. You're going to continue failing because no one wants to hear a complainer. No one wants to hear that it's other people's fault. No one. Even if it is remotely someone else's fault, no one wants to hear a complainer, bro. They just don't. Complainers, people just don't like complainers. And I'm one of them. If I do something and it doesn't work out and there are outside factors that are screwing with it, I'm not going to blame the outside factors. I'm going to blame myself because I didn't take the time to research and see what could have been some of those outlying or outside factors that could impact my decision on what I'm doing. I actually do that kind of level of analysis, Phil. And you failed to do that because you think just because you're there, just because you're present, you deserve an A. Like, he reminds me of those fucking entitled school kids where just because they show up at school, they deserve an A. And no, Phil, you don't deserve an A. You have to fucking work hard. Anyway, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.